Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Jolie, but you can call me MJ. Thank you so much for stopping by if you're new here, and if you're already a part of the family, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm an international wedding singer, and here on YouTube I create content around weddings, lifestyle, faith, a little bit of sprinkle of different things here and there. So thank you so much for joining me. Today I wanted to talk about a few book recommendations that I'm so excited to share with you all. And these books are catered toward women, and these books have really helped me in getting grounded. Coming into 2024, I was quite particular about giving God my January and allowing myself to just be. But whilst I am being and I'm resting, I was quite intentional about filling my mind with truth. And one of the ways that I did that and getting grounded in January, so just so that I could give God the head of my year and sort of just set the correct trajectory for 2024, is to read key books. One of these books is actually a reread for me, so it's not necessarily anything brand new, but it's really important for me to just get grounded and remind myself what it is to be a woman and what is God saying about me as a woman. So I wanted to share those books with you. There's only a few, just to encourage you. You can do this at any point of the year. It really doesn't have to be January, but for me, that was what worked for me. And if you're interested, stay tuned. So this is Captivating by John and Stacey Eldridge. And this is a reread for me. I've had this book for a number of years and I've read it probably 3 or 4 times. It's really good at getting just that consistent reminder on the identity of a woman, and it helps. It actually says here, the tagline, unveiling the mystery of a woman's soul. And I think sometimes women tend to sit feeling a bit purposeless, feeling like they don't understand the impact that they're having on the world. And this book is a great reminder that just by simply being a woman, you have magnificent impact on the world. One of the things I really enjoy about this book is that it's co-authored by a very dynamic duo. And the husband, John, the sections that he writes in the book, I feel are very necessary for women to hear. He gives obviously a male perspective of what he believes biblically, and that's what I like. It's a male perspective, but it's biblically supported with scriptural references and guidance so that you can understand that actually this is the word of God and not just the male perspective, the male thoughts. Because I feel like as women, we have a massive feminist movement going on, and you know, that's fine, but there are people who are almost trying to eradicate the existence or the need of men, and I don't agree with that. I feel that we actually came from men. Like, if you're a believer and you understand how God created us, you understand that we literally came from man. But this book honestly is remarkable. It goes into the heart of a woman's, like the depth of a woman. It speaks about God's design for women, reminds us consistently, and this is one of my favorite things, it reminds us consistently that we are the crown of creation. We are the last thing that was made when it comes to God, you know, designing the heavens and the earth. And after he created Adam, it was like, something's missing. That's us. We were missing. So it's like the world needed us, still needs us to this day, or else God wouldn't have said that this is a good and complete work. God wouldn't have been able to rest after he created the heavens and the earth and created man and woman. Woman needed to be a part of that story. And this is just a consistent reminder of that. I love also how the Eldridges use storytelling, real life examples from within their own marriage, but also within their community. And it's really encouraging to hear that other women go through similar things that, you know, we may be going through, and at times it feels like we're just going through those thoughts and feelings alone. The book also gives a very powerful message of hope in a very compelling way, and it kind of just encourages you that no matter where you are on your journey of self-worth, of how you view yourself, the value that you place on yourself, that you can always push through, and offers reminders that we are loved by God first and foremost. I think the Eldridges set out on a journey to completely reignite the beauty of womanhood, especially because we live in a world that is trying to so to speak, for lack of a better word, diminish the essence of womanhood, and they are consistently trying to keep that flame burning and keep that understanding growing that women are necessary for the world. Love this book, and I'd say that Captivating takes you on a journey of unveiling, discovery, and just finally resting in the truth that you as a woman are a beacon of light. So definitely Captivating. Next month is International Women's Month, and I think I'm gonna buy a couple of copies and share with my friends again, because this book is beautiful. This book is called Unraveled by Diana Lorea. I believe that's how you say her name. And my younger sister shared this book with me, and I think it was someone that she followed online who has such a beautiful and poetic way of sharing encounters that she has with God, with her speaking to God and God, responding to her in such a colloquial and chilled, relaxed way. It's really encouraging to just see that we're not all crazy, and God is our friend. I think that's what this book constantly solidifies for me, is that God is my friend, but he's also my king. And you need to know how to relate to God as friend and king, okay? Diana is so gifted, so talented, just as a wordsmith. The way she pieces and strings things together, I think is so unique, very, very unique. This book is really deeply rooted in themes of freedom, themes of friendship, themes of surrender also, I would say. They're written as love letters from the perspective of God to us. And whew, you almost don't realize how much you need certain reminders from God until you see them written in text form. And I hope that makes sense, because we serve God and there's things that we know that God has and promises for us and his love for us. But seeing them written as love letters is one of the most freeing feelings I think I've ever sort of derived from reading a book. I love how there's a lot of storytelling weaved into these love letters, but it's the engagement and the interaction between us and the divine God. And I honestly think everybody needs to get this book. Such powerful key reminders of who you are and the very way in which God designed you and why God designed you for this. But even if you don't do this, love is available, grace is available, you are capable. It's just consistent reminders that I think even if you're struggling with maybe self-deprecation, self-worth, this book would really lift you up. One of the ways that I would like to describe this book is a sacred pilgrimage. I think it's taking you on a journey. As I said, it's love letters from God to us. The words that the author Diana uses are very soothing, even for the weariest of souls. Like if you're dejected or if you're feeling a bit confused, I feel like every emotion is met with the types of words and the poetic flow that Diana uses in reminding you who you are and the love. I think that is what was very overwhelming about this book, is that, okay, yeah, it says, love letter, but it genuinely is a love letter, like a series of them that I just think it's very heartwarming. With each chapter, Diana finds ways to offer comfort and hope. And another thing that I love is Diana's hitting the nail on the head in this book with just stripping the reader bare of the forms of insecurity, fear, doubt that tend to come from external influences or that voice inside you. And she uses the perspective of God to remind us that those things shouldn't have even been deposited within you, because I didn't create you with those fears. I didn't create you with self-deprecation. I didn't create you with doubt. And I think in a world where there's just so much going on and you're sometimes feeling lost, you can't seem to find your way, that kind of writing, that kind of those kind of truths are necessary. And the chapters then guide us in just understanding the depths of the unconditional love of God, and also his, his presence, helping us to remain aware of his presence in our lives. So again, fantastic book, fantastic read. While it is poetic, it's very down to earth, very chilled. Again, like God is speaking to you as a friend. And that's the beautiful reminder that I think God showed me as I read through the letters, is that I'm your friend, but I'm also your king. And I think that's so beautiful, to be able to relate with God as king. So for me, it was so important that I read this book, and I'm happy that I did for January, because yeah, God loves me. And he also loves you too. So yeah, that's Unraveled by Diana Lorraine. Okay, now this book is 12 Extraordinary Women by John MacArthur. Very, very beautiful accounts of women. So it goes through 12 women in the Bible, different accounts of just their journeys and the impact, the legacy that they created through their actions, and what made them extraordinary. So some of the women are Esther, Ruth, Mary and Martha, Mary Magdalene, the Samaritan woman. This book is very empowering. I think this book will challenge you to act and do. And I think sometimes as women, we sit in that thought funk, so to speak, of what am I supposed to do? Why am I not doing this? I just feel so purposeless. This book pushes you and challenges you, because these women were facing certain things. They were facing adversity in one way or another. Just by being women, a lot of them in those areas, they were a marginalized community. And sometimes that's something we still face here in modern day society. It provides very profound insights and lessons, just timeless lessons that you're going to be remembering for years to come on, just different types of women, ages, backgrounds, marital status, vocation. So you can relate and you can resonate. There's someone out of the 12 women, I guarantee you 3 of them in one way or another, you will connect with them, and you will just feel their heart in the way John details their stories. Each chapter highlights a particular woman and showcases just that unwavering faith and resilience and their commitment to seeing God's plan through. And I think more women need that. We need to hear stories like this so we don't give up. Sometimes God asks us to do something and we begin to question that voice. And I know that that voice is either from external influences or it's the devil, because he's a liar and the accuser of the brethren. So what happens is, just very similarly to Eve, when the instructions were given to Adam and Eve to stay away from that particular tree in the Garden of Eden, and when the serpent came to deceive Eve, what did he say? He said, "Did God really say you can't eat from this tree?" Very deceptive. And it's those thoughts that bombard us. So I love how John sort of details the accounts of the women. They allowed their purpose, they allowed their higher sense of, this is what I'm doing for God. They allowed that voice be amplified over everything else. Like Esther, for example. Esther, wonderful woman in the Bible, and because of Esther's faith and the things that she was willing to take a stand for, which meant she was willing to die, her whole entire race was saved from total destruction. So there's a lot that banks on the decision of women. There's a lot that weighs on the decisions of women. And I love how John just reminds us of how important we are. The way John speaks is very eloquent prose, but helps us transcend back to that time, and you're actually able to put yourself in those moments with these women and just discover how they leaned into the wisdom of God, or they pushed through, and I'm sure at the time maybe they didn't realize that they would become beacons of hope and encouragement to us, but that's very much what they did. They've left legacy as biblical women. He gives like a lot of theological insights, but it's not overwhelming. It's not, I don't understand. Like, it actually invites you deeper into what these women may have been experiencing at that time. And I found that type of reading actually very enriching, very, very sort of allowing me to see a wider overview by offering socio-cultural context, historical context to that era, and allowing me to sort of, yeah, transport back to that time and really seek myself in what those women may have been experiencing. I would say that 12 Extraordinary Women is a very serious must read for us women. I think it helps to cultivate, and it would help to cultivate, a very deep relationship with who we call our creator, embrace our identity, and give that spark, ignite a spark within us, propelling us further and deeper towards what we believe we're called to, not to shy away from it, but to take up our mantles and run with the visions that God has given us, run with the purpose that we know, God has for us. His plans for us aren't of evil, but of good. So there's a lot of boldness that should be stirred up, because I found myself becoming very bold and determined as I was reading that book. So those are my 3 recommendations for, getting grounded, reminding yourself of identity and purpose, how you are a captivating woman, how you have purpose, and there's a space for you here in this earth, and you are born very much for a particular reason, and you have to fulfill it. You have to, one, have the desire to fulfill it, but you have everything within you to fulfill it. So all of these books, I'm going to have them linked in the description box below. Try and get them. Buy a gift for someone, share it with someone. These books are so enlightening, and they push you towards just that divine version of femininity, but also reminding you who you are as a woman and what you were designed for. You're not just here to exist. You're here to take up space and fulfill the calling that God has upon your life, and that's for all of us. And I'm so grateful that I read these books, because having read them throughout January, I feel like I have a bit more of focus going for the rest of the year, and I want everybody else to experience that also. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments if there are particular videos you would like to see more of on this channel. These books, again, if any of you have read them, please share with me. Let me know what your experience was reading them, or if you have any other recommendations. I love a good book recommendation. So if you have other book recommendations, please drop them for me in the comments. I would love to see what everybody else is reading, and how they can also be inspiring for me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me, Mary Jo Lay Official, Instagram, YouTube. Let's stay connected. Share this video if you feel like you have some women who could benefit from some of these books, or again, just go to the link and gift them, buy them a book and get it delivered to their homes, or when you see them, share with them. Thank you so much for watching, and till next time, bye.